Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by Durandal. This is a tabletop role-playing game that takes place in the time of Charlemagne's court with mythic chivalry and legendary warriors. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products. They have recently released New Flesh, a future noir tabletop RPG where cyberpunk meets biological horror. You will find it in their website. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by Dead Tree Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls, experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have recently released Daughters of Lamb. This is a pay-what-you-want tabletop RPG, where you play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. You will find it in their website. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Era Zone Zine Quest prototype tabletop RPGs. This Kickstarter features a collection of tabletop role-playing games ready to play. With minimal artwork and playtesting, it's a wild collection of ideas, covering everything from science fiction, science fantasy, horror, you name it. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. Now, tonight, I am featuring the next part in my review series of Forgotten Fate. This is an expansive tabletop RPG book. It allows you to turn Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition and turn it into a JRPG experience. You will find the other parts in the review series within the playlist in the description of this video. And this time, we are going to take a look at the Weaponmaster disciplines. These are the subclasses for the Weaponmaster class. You have the Arena Master. This Weaponmaster subclass revels in the confidence of their increasing martial mastery, becoming more adept with socially influencing potential allies, along with finding new ways to slay their enemies. This is all about performance, but also being a master in combat. You won't be a master in those separate areas, but it's a deadly combination when used appropriately, gaining people to your side, but also decimating the enemy on the battlefield. Then we have the Sword Magus. Though a typical weapon master focuses on martial perfection, the Sword Magus realizes that in a magical world, embracing the arcane weave is a way to go beyond other warriors. So expect a lot of teleporting effects, magical additional nuances to each of your attacks. And then we have the Sword Saint, where a cleric takes up their shield and mace in service to their god, and a paladin unsheaths their sword against their deity's enemies. The Sword Saint works in the reverse, as they find their god through pursuit of martial advancement. So you do have some saintly powers, such as growing wings, gaining flight speed. Well, you could reskin it or add the necessary trappings. That is, it doesn't have to be like wings spring out of your back momentarily to fly. You could also levitate. It's all about your style, right? You can also obtain resistance to damage, and you also perform those deadly combat maneuvers. Then we have the perfect weapon. Some weapon masters find their own path to martial enlightenment, different from, let's say, a monk or more traditional disciplines, by honing their bodies into weapons that can perform even complex martial maneuvers. The weapon master forges the perfect weapon. This is all about opportunity attacks, getting into the perfect position to unleash your wrath. Then we have the monstrous blade. Speaking about wrath, the monstrous blade begins by letting natural predators inspire their fighting style, but eventually they aspire to the might of terrifying magical beasts. So you will transform, you will polymorph into beasts. in addition to your more civilized human fighting stances. Then we have the Destroyer's Blade. They grow closer in their bond with their mount. This is all about fighting in collaboration with whatever beast or animal you are riding. So expect great facility when it comes to empathy with animals, but also fighting alongside or on top rather of your mount. Then we have the Gear Master. A Gear Master not only studies martial techniques, but also crafting and construction of weapons and armor specifically, and methods to circumvent traps and locks. If you wanted like a Weapon Master Thief hybrid or Rogue hybrid, this is the subclass for you. At the end of this section, you also have the Weapon Master analysis with all sorts of tips, tricks, advice on how to play as the Weapon Master. This includes multi-classing, of course, and adding some flavor, like I said, the style, even though you have some description on how the Weapon Master could proceed according to subclasses, techniques, maneuvers. They give you pointers here on how to play a Weapon Master similar to the characters that you would see in Ninja Scroll. Remember that anime? Or pretty much any anime that features a character that is a specialist in the art of weapons, be it the sword, the axe, the knives, even unarmed combat. The Weapon Master is a complete devotee to the path of weapons. Forget about the less compromising style of the fighter. The Weapon Master is a completely different thing altogether. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part, we are going to talk about the Forgotten Fate campaign setting, the world of Kenoma. The Weapon Master is a very impressive class. Not only do you have so many subclasses, the maneuvers, the techniques. However, if there is something that I could criticize about the Weapon Master about it is that some of the subclasses look a bit too similar. Not all of them, but in the sense that you have some skills that you can replace with other skills. Like, oh, you have Arcana. Well, you can use Arcana instead of History, and then you have some other class. Like you have whatever religion, you can use it in place of some other thing. So it's about that. That feels a bit sameish, but the other abilities do add or provide the necessary differences so that the subclass stands on its own, stands out. Thank you for watching this part of the review series. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the Super Thanks button. Take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. Excuse me. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. And remember, master roleplay and you will master the game. Once again, thank you and see you later.